Ketchup production requires tomatoes that are rich in flavor, flesh, and natural sugars. Typically, specific tomato varieties such as Roma or paste tomatoes are grown for ketchup production. These tomatoes are high in pectin, making them ideal for creating the thick texture needed for ketchup. Tomatoes are grown on large, mechanized farms, especially in areas with a warm climate such as California, Spain, or Italy. Tomatoes must be harvested at the peak of ripeness to ensure the best flavor and texture. Tomatoes left on the vine until they are fully ripe produce the ideal sweetness and acidity. During harvesting, tomatoes are either hand-picked or machine harvested using specialized equipment that shakes the vines and collects the tomatoes. Once harvested, the tomatoes are immediately loaded into temperature-controlled trucks to maintain freshness. Rapid transportation to the processing plant is essential to prevent over-ripening or spoilage. At the factory, tomatoes are visually inspected and sorted. Any damaged, overly soft, or unripe tomatoes are discarded. This is done using automated systems that use cameras and sensors to check each tomato's color, size, and shape. Tomatoes are thoroughly washed in large water tanks equipped with mechanical jets. This cleaning process removes dirt, pesticides, debris, and any small insects from the tomato skin. Some factories also use ozonated water to ensure the removal of bacteria and to sanitize the tomatoes. After cleaning, a final sorting process is carried out to ensure only the best tomatoes move to the next stage. This is often done using conveyor belts and manual labor to quickly inspect and remove subpar tomatoes. The cleaned tomatoes are transferred to high-capacity crushing machines where they are mashed into a pulp. These machines break down the tomatoes into a puree, separating the juice and pulp from the skins, seeds, and stems. This is done using rotating blades or rollers, which press the tomatoes into a smooth consistency. The tomato pulp is then passed through a pulping machine, which removes the seeds, skins, and any remaining large solids. This step ensures that the ketchup has a smooth and uniform texture. Large industrial sieves or fine mesh filters are used to further refine the tomato puree by removing any leftover solid materials. To improve the quality and stability of the ketchup, some factories use deaeration techniques to remove excess air from the puree. This helps to prevent oxidation and spoilage, ensuring a longer shelf life. The tomato puree is transferred to large stainless steel cooking vats where it is gently heated to thicken the puree. Cooking helps to evaporate excess water and concentrate the tomato flavor. During this process, continuous stirring ensures the puree cooks evenly and doesn't stick to the bottom of the vats. Modern factories use automated systems for temperature and time control. Once the tomato puree reaches the desired consistency, the essential ingredients for ketchup are added. These typically include vinegar, which adds tanginess and acts as a preservative; sugar, which provides sweetness and balances the acidity of the tomatoes and vinegar; salt, which enhances the flavor; spices and flavorings, which may include onion powder, garlic powder, cloves, cinnamon, mustard, and other herbs or spices, depending on the recipe. These ingredients are carefully measured and added to ensure consistency in flavor and texture. As the ingredients are mixed in, the ketchup is simmered over low heat to thicken the sauce further. The extended cooking time helps intensify the tomato flavor and blend the other ingredients, giving ketchup its signature taste. The cooking process can last several hours, depending on the concentration required. Some factories use vacuum kettles, which allow for cooking at lower temperatures, preserving the flavor and color of the tomatoes while evaporating water efficiently. To ensure food safety and extend the shelf life of the ketchup, the mixture is pasteurized by heating it to a high temperature for a short period. This process kills any bacteria, yeast, or molds that may be present in the product. The ketchup is heated to approximately 90 to 95 degrees Celsius, or 194 to 203 degrees Fahrenheit, for a few minutes, and then quickly cooled to avoid any changes in flavor or color. Throughout the process, regular quality checks are performed on the ketchup. This includes testing for consistency and viscosity, ensuring the ketchup is not too thick or too runny. Color. The ketchup should have a deep red color, indicating high-quality tomatoes were used. Flavor samples are taken to check that the balance of sweetness, tanginess and spices is correct. pH level, ketchup must have the right acidity to ensure it remains safe for storage and consumption. Brix measurement. This measures the sugar content, ensuring the sweetness level is consistent across batches. Before bottling, the containers, whether glass, plastic or squeeze bottles, are sterilized using hot water, steam or chemicals to prevent contamination. The ketchup is filled into bottles using high-speed, automated filling machines that can fill thousands of bottles per hour. These machines ensure the exact amount of ketchup is dispensed into each bottle, reducing waste and ensuring consistency. Modern factories often use aseptic bottling, where the filling is done in a sterile environment to ensure the ketchup remains free from bacteria. After the bottles are filled, they are sealed immediately to maintain freshness. For plastic bottles, heat sealing is often used, while glass bottles may use a screw cap or a pop-top seal. Bottles are then labeled with the brand name, nutritional information, expiration date, and other required information. Automated labeling machines ensure the labels are applied quickly and accurately. The labeled bottles are packed into cartons or crates, ready for shipping. Factories typically use automated packaging systems which arrange the bottles neatly in boxes for easy transportation. After packaging, the ketchup is stored in temperature-controlled warehouses to ensure the product's quality remains intact before distribution. From the warehouse, the ketchup is shipped to supermarkets, retail stores, restaurants, and international markets. The transportation is carefully managed to ensure that the ketchup arrives in perfect condition. Throughout the ketchup production process, stringent hygiene and safety standards are maintained to ensure that the product is free from contaminants. This includes regular equipment sanitization. All equipment is regularly cleaned and sterilized to prevent bacterial contamination. Personal hygiene. Workers follow strict hygiene practices including wearing gloves, hairnets, and protective clothing to prevent cross-contamination. Temperature control. The entire process is carefully monitored for temperature, ensuring that the tomatoes and ketchup maintain their quality and safety. The journey from farm to bottle for tomato ketchup involves a series of carefully managed steps. Starting from the harvesting of high-quality tomatoes to the cooking, processing, and bottling in a modern food factory, every stage is essential to ensure the final product is fresh, flavorful, and safe. Through a combination of traditional cooking methods and advanced technology, ketchup producers are able to deliver a product that is consistent in flavor and widely loved by consumers around